Your mind is not a tool. It is a predator that feeds on your silence. It stalks the corridors of your peace, waiting for the moment you stop paying attention. It is a hunger that never ends, growing stronger with every thought you entertain. You think you are solving problems, but you are only building walls. Bricks made of what-ifs and maybe next times. You have become an architect of a prison where you are the only inmate. Every what-if is a weight tied to your soul. You carry them like medals, unaware that they are slowly dragging you into the depths of a sea that has no bottom. Stop guarding the cell that was never locked. Stop. Look at your hands. Are they holding the world, or is the world holding you? You squeeze so tight that your knuckles turn white, terrified that if you let go, the stars will fall. Imam Al-Ghazali spoke of the Quiet Qalb as a mirror. But look at yours. It is obscured by the soot of desire and the ash of constant worry. You can no longer see the face of the beloved. Your anxiety is the friction of a soul trying to breathe in a vacuum. It is the sound of a bird beating its wings against a glass jar. You were not made for the jar. You were made for the sky. We live in the noise because we are terrified of the silence. We fear that if the world stops screaming, we might finally hear the sound of our own hollowness. But that hollowness is where the light enters. Silence is the language of the divine. It is the static between the stations of the world. All else is a poor, broken translation, a stuttering attempt to describe the indescribable. You worry about the harvest while the seed giver is watching you. You count the grains of sand while the master of time holds the glass. Your worry does not change the plan. It only changes your heart. Overthinking is the ego's attempt to play God with a tomorrow it doesn't own. It is a gamble with stolen money. You are trying to solve a puzzle whose pieces are still being carved by the unseen. Give up the ghost of control. It was never yours to begin with. You are a passenger who thinks he is steering the ship. The ocean laughs at your white-knuckled grip on the railing. The heart is a sanctuary, but you have turned it into a marketplace. A place of transactions, of weighing, if I do this, will I get that? Clear the stalls. Chase out the merchants of anxiety. Every thought that causes you pain is an idol you have built. You worship your fears and wonder why you are tired. Break the stone, grind it into dust. The truth does not need a statue. Break the idols. Return to the source. The thoughts you fear are but paper tigers, fueled by your own attention. Starve them. Let the fire of presence consume the straw of anxiety. Tawakkul is the radical act of falling and trusting the ground to be mercy. It is the realization that the fall itself was planned by the one who catches you. You are never as safe as when you let go. You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop, crying for rain. Why do you seek outside what has already been planted within? The treasure is under your own floor. The intellect can show you the door, but only the heart can walk through it. Logic is a lamp for the feet, but love is the sun for the soul. Do not mistake the lamp for the light. Stop measuring your worth by the noise of the world's approval. The world is a beggar pretending to be a king. It has nothing to give you that you do not already possess in your stillness. The stars do not ask for an audience to shine. They burn for the glory of the one who lit them. Why do you seek the gaze of mortals when the Creator is watching? Your soul is exhausted because it is carrying a world it was meant to inhabit, not carry. You have mistaken the house for the luggage. Put down the globe. It is heavier than your shoulders were made for. Put it down. The one who created it is more than capable of holding it. He sustains the wings of the gnat will He not sustain your fragile heart? Breathe. The air is free. Faith is the bird that feels the light when the dawn is still dark. It sings in the shadows because it knows the sun is a promise, not a probability. Your worry is a denial of the morning. You are terrified of losing things that are already gone. The past is a graveyard where you go to weep over empty coffins. Leave the dead to the dead. You belong to the living. Attachment is the root of the overthinking disease. You wrap your fingers around the smoke and wonder why your hands are empty. Let go, and the entire universe will be your garden. Release the ghost of the past. It has no house here anymore. It only exists in the ink of your memory. Burn the pages. Start the day as if you were just born, for in truth, you were. Gazali teaches us that the highest form of knowledge is to know your own helplessness. When you reach the end of yourself, you find the beginning of Him. Your weakness is the bridge, for in helplessness, the divine power finds its mirror. A cup must be empty to be filled. Are you willing to be empty, or are you too full of your own cleverness to receive the gift? Stop fighting the current. The river knows where it is going. It has carved its path through stone long before you arrived. Trust the flow. The ocean is calling you home. The ego wants to be the master. The heart wants to be the guest. The master is always worried about his reputation. The guest is only concerned with the generosity of the host. Be a guest. Be a guest in your own life. Enjoy the meal provided by the unseen. Do not complain about the seasoning of tomorrow. Eat the now with gratitude, for it is the only real sustenance you have. Every breath is a gift you did not earn. You did not design your lungs, nor did you create the air. Why do you treat your life as a debt you must pay with worry? The market of thoughts is loud, but the mosque of the heart is quiet. You have spent too long in the noise. Come back to the sanctuary. The prayer of silence is the only one that reaches. Go inside. Close the door to the if and the but. These are the weeds that choke the garden of the soul. Uproot them. Sit in the bare earth of your own being. There is a secret conversation waiting for you in the stillness. It doesn't use words. It uses the language of pulse and light. Listen to the sound of the one who says, I am with you. You are looking for peace in the very place you lost it, the world. But the world is a mirage that disappears when you get close. Peace is the spring that flows from the mountain of your heart. You cannot find light by studying the shadows. You have become an expert in darkness, an anatomist of pain. Look up. The sun is not hiding, you are. Turn your back to the sun, and you will only see your own darkness. Walk toward the light, and the shadow falls behind you. It is a simple turn, but it changes everything. Turn around, face the unseen with an open heart. Do not bring your arguments or your fears. Bring only your emptiness. Let the infinite fill the finite. The world is a bridge. Pass over it, but build no houses upon it. You are trying to decorate a hallway. You are painting the walls of a transit station. Move on. The destination is ahead. Why are you decorating your prison cell? You add gold to the bars and velvet to the floor, yet you remain a slave. The door is open. The guard is asleep. Why do you stay? The real kingdom is within, where no thief can enter. No worry can breach its walls, and no grief can dim its sun. It is the fortress of the Qalb. Enter in peace. Overthinking is the thief of the present moment. It is a ghost that eats the food of the living. It trades the gold of now for the lead of what might be. Stop the trade. It steals the joy of now to pay for a later that may never come. You are bankrupting your soul to pay for a nightmare. Wake up. The morning is here and you are safe. Stop being a merchant of misery. You trade in sighs and complaints, expecting to find wealth. True wealth is the heart that says, I have enough, for I have Him. Be a beggar at the door of mercy. A beggar who has found the king's palace and knows that he will never go hungry again. Drop the pride. Open your palms. The rain is falling. A beggar who knows that the king is the most generous. He gives before you ask, and he forgives before you repent. Why do you worry about the bread when the baker loves you? Your heart is a vessel. If it is full of you, there is no room for him. Empty the ego. Pour out the pride. Become a hollow bowl, waiting for the light of presence to overflow from your soul. Empty yourself. Become a hollow reed for His song. The music of the universe is playing, but you are too busy humming the tune of your own importance. Stop humming. Listen. The music of existence is playing, but you are too busy humming your own worries. You are out of tune with reality. Tune your heart to the frequency of La ilaha illallah. Let it resonate. Listen. The silence is not empty. It is full of answers. It is the whisper of the unseen, telling you that everything you fear is already resolved in the palm of His hand. Gazali says, "He who knows himself knows his Lord." But you are looking in the wrong direction. You are looking at the mask, not the face. Look deeper. Look past the name. But you are a stranger to your own soul. You have visited every city in the world, but you have never visited the city of your heart. It is waiting for you. The gate is open. You know the prices of everything, but the value of nothing. You count the coins of the dunya while the jewels of the akhirah lie dusty in your attic. Trade the temporary for the eternal, especially the value of this single, precious moment. This breath is a universe. This heartbeat is a miracle. Do not waste it by worrying about a tomorrow that isn't here. The past is an ink that is dried. No amount of tears can wash it away. No amount of regret can rewrite the lines. Close the book. Give it to the one who writes all stories. The future is a page not yet written. Why do you draw monsters on it? Why do you fill the empty space with ghosts? Leave it blank. Let the master pen decide the ending. Why do you try to read what isn't there? You strain your eyes looking for signs in the dark. The only sign you need is the rhythm of your own heart, echoing the eternal truth. Trust the pen. Trust the writer. He who wrote the movement of the galaxies also wrote the healing of your heart. It is a masterpiece, even the parts that cause you to weep. Your life is a story being told by the most wise. You are the hero who thinks he is a victim. Wake up to your own glory. You are the crown of creation, held in the gaze of love. Stop trying to edit the script. You are making a mess of the ink. Trust the plot. Even the storms are there to guide you to the harbor of the Quiet Qalb. Just be a witness to the beauty. Witness the light in the dark. Witness the breath in the lungs. Witness the presence of the one who is closer to you than your jugular vein. For when you truly let go, you find that you have never been dropped. You were always in His hand. You were always home. The world was just a dream you took too seriously. You are held, you are seen, you are loved. There is nothing to fear, for there is nothing outside of His power. Be still, let the heart find its rest. Close your eyes. Breath in the truth. Let the noise of the world fade until there is only the pulse of the eternal. Remember that you are not alone. And remember that